Coming up in the news, the education minister lays out the format for students to return to the classroom. Also, the body of baby Bella returned to Grand's Bahama. And Grand's Bahamians mourn the loss of a renowned author and religious leader. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Jamila Missick. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topping the news tonight, as students throughout the country prepare to head back to the classroom come January, the Minister of Education laying out the hybrid model format during today's Office of the Prime Minister press briefing. Minister Glenys Hannah Martin making it clear that the success of the students who have been out of school for nearly 2 years due to the global pandemic will rest on all stakeholders coming together to do their part, adding that the safety of the students is also the ministry's top priority. Shashina Rolfarkason reports.
Come January 11th, it is back to school for thousands of students across the country, many of whom have not attended any form of institutional learning for almost 2 years. Minister of Education, Technical and Vocational Training, the Honorable Glenys Hannah Martin says this hybrid model includes face-to-face and virtual learning, adding that the top priority is the safety of the country's children.
I want to say that we are completely guided by the Ministry of Health. It's the reason why we haven't been able to go to hybrid until now. We are completely guided by Ministry of Health. We have we have engaged our stakeholders, which include the representative unions for teachers, the Bahamas Public Services Union, the managers union who represent principals. We've been speaking at the Ministry of Health. They are aware of the protocols that a handbook has been created.
She adds that the students will be kept in cohorts to ensure that their safety is enforced, and there will be a color-coded scheme that will outline which days the students attend school and which days classes will be held virtually.
We're also encouraging, where we can, ventilation. We're encouraging outdoors where that's possible, so that you're in the open air and you minimize the issue of any risk. We also intend to support, where we can, all of the parents who feel challenged during this period. And I want to say to parents who are, maybe silent in the process and worried, lean on us. That's why we are here.
She says that the ministry is also committed to working with all stakeholders.
We will be in face-to-face for a limited period, for a couple days of the week, and then we'll be back in the virtual. The virtual has been challenging for thousands, and that won't change because we're going into hybrid. So we have to find a way to ensure that children who have been challenged with the virtual, that we are able to support and take them out of that mode where they are unable to access education.
And the minister adds that a survey is also being conducted as to why thousands of children within the country have not shown up for virtual classes over the past 2 years.
Is it internet access? Is it parental support? Is it health issues? What are the reasons? We're now being told I will get the results and analysis of that on Monday. That will form the basis of how we will be able to help children who have not been able to get online or have not gone online in the last 2 years. We're going to go after them.
But what does the union have to say about the ministry's plan moving forward?
They're on board. The union has concerned about a number of issues, but I think that one thing we're on the same page on is the welfare of these children.
Once again, public schools are set to open January 11th, 2022. Shashina Rolfarkason, ZNS Network News.
Meanwhile, Grand's Bahama Health Services is now administering the extended dose and booster shot of the Pfizer and Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccines at the Susan J. Wallace Community Center Monday through Friday during the hours of 8 a.m. to 12 noon and 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Persons eligible to receive the extended dose include those who have active cancer or ended treatment within the last 12 months. Persons who have had an organ transplant, are on chronic dialysis, have HIV with a current CD4 count of less than 200 cells or a detectable viral load, persons on active treatment causing significant immunosuppression or had immunosuppressive chemotherapy or radiotherapy within the past 6 months, receive the Pfizer, AstraZeneca, or Johnson & Johnson vaccines 1 to 3 months before requesting the extended dose. Persons eligible to receive the booster dose include those who are 18 years and older and 6 months have passed since the second Pfizer or AstraZeneca vaccine or 2 months have passed since the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. Eligible persons for the extended dose or the booster shot are asked to make their appointments at vax.gov.bs. All vaccine recipients are asked to report to the vaccination center 15 minutes before their appointment time and take along their yellow COVID-19 vaccine card. Walk-ins are also welcomed. Persons who receive their first round of vaccines overseas are advised that they will be accommodated for the extended dose or booster shot during a scheduled time to be announced. In other news, it was a very emotional day for the family of 4-year-old Bella Walker as they assembled at the international airport to receive her body when it arrived from the nation's capital. Scores of Bahamians clothed in pink gathered to show their love and support to the family as they prepare to say their final goodbye. Ramiko Knowles has more.
It was an outpouring of love and support for family members of baby Bella as they assembled at the international airport. The plane arrived at noon. The body was taken out of the aircraft and placed into the hearse. Family members and onlookers watched in sadness from behind the fence. The body was then escorted to Westside Funeral Home in 8 Mile Rock. Residents wishing to show support followed closely behind in their vehicles while blowing their horns. When the body arrived at Westside Memorial Mortuary, the grandmother and other family members went inside to view Bella's body, resting peacefully inside a Peppa Pig themed coffin. Representative for the family, Renee Burrows, describes how they felt at that moment.
Loss, a sense of loss, a sense of disbelief, a sense of hurt. You know, God only lent us these children, and you know, it was our job to protect them and take care of them. So as a family, they do feel as if they wish they could change it, but they can't. So now their biggest fight is to make sure she gets justice.
She says it is the first time they have seen Bella since they sent her to be with her mother in the nation's capital.
Her features are changed. It's more so as, you know, she looks beautiful as she should, as a princess, but a bit because of, you know, we know the stages of that, it's not recognizable, but you know, she's present in spirit.
The father, Dino Smith Jr., was not present at the time our ZNS News team was at the funeral home, but Burrows says it is extremely difficult for him.
But any father that loves their child, and that's his only daughter, so as of this right now, he's grieving. Everyone grieves different. So right now, this is a lot, and it's a state of shock.
However, she notes that the family is appreciative of all the love and support they've gotten throughout the entire process.
They would like to tell you thank you. They greatly appreciate the motorcades, the flowers, the heartfelt condolences, the videos, the gestures of kindness, the monetary donations. They greatly appreciate each and every one of you. From his mother, Meredith Grant, and her family, and from Dino Smith and his family, we do appreciate you, and they want to send their love. They appreciate the videos, the posting, the sharing, everything, any little thing that you do, even if you just like the picture of Bella, if you just put up the little pink hearts, they do appreciate you.
And now they are preparing to say their final goodbye as the body of 4-year-old Deonia Bella Walker will be laid to rest on Saturday, December 18th, following a service at St. Vincent de Paul Catholic Church in Hunters. Ramiko Knowles, ZNS Network News.
Police are investigating a shooting incident which occurred overnight in the 8 Mile Rock area. According to reports on Thursday, December 17th, shortly before 10 p.m., police responded to a call of a shooting incident in Pinedale, 8 Mile Rock. Initial investigations revealed that an adult male, while sitting on his front porch, was approached by a male dressed in all dark clothing. The man produced a firearm and fired several rounds of ammunition in the victim's direction, shooting him multiple times about the body. The victim was transported to the Ram Memorial Hospital via private vehicle, where he is listed in serious but stable condition. Meantime, police are still looking for 28-year-old Drexton Dominic Bellany, a resident of Frobisher Circle and Jonestown, 8 Mile Rock. Bellany is wanted for questioning on the charge of murder. Police say he is about 5 feet 5 inches to 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighs between 140 and 150 pounds, with dark brown complexion and average build. If you know the whereabouts of Drexton Bellany, give police a call at 350-3014 or 6-352-1919-911 or the nearest police station. Press Liaison Officer ASP Stephen Roll also leaving this message.
I want to appeal to members of the public who have any information where this young man may be. You can talk to police at 911 or 919. Any information can be useful, and the police will do its endeavor best to have that information checked out so we can bring this young man to justice. Thank you.
In other news, 16 attorneys have been appointed as Queen's Counsel at the Bahamas Bar. Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis making the announcement today in a press statement. Among the new QCs are 3 from Grants Bahama: Constance MacDonald, Robert Adams, and Carlson Sherlin. Prime Minister Davis noting that this honor, the highest in the legal profession, is bestowed in recognition of their long years of esteemed counsel and service in the administration of justice in our country. And as valued colleagues and distinguished learned friends, he's offering them his warmest congratulations. Bahama Clean Committee facilitating a donation for 5 eco-schools affected by Hurricane Dorian in 2019. Co-chair Olivia Gardner says the Bahamas Reef Education Foundation, responsible for the eco program, along with the Foundation of Environmental Education and the Children for Children campaign, were pleased to raise funds for the schools that have been impacted on Grants Bahama.
Brief, Fee, and the Eco Schools Bahamas program are pleased to inform that the disbursement checks are funded. The disbursement funds donated by the Children for Children campaign are now in process. A total of $6,275.55 was raised, and checks have been dispersed to each of the 5 schools on Grand Bahama. During the Eco Schools campaign, students in Spain and Czech Republic made videos and shared them on the Young Reporters for the Environment social media platforms. Also, students from schools in Brazil made and sold handcrafts to raise money, and students in Portugal designed pencils, pens, and bracelets sold as part of the combined Children for Children fundraising campaign.
The 5 schools include Bishop Michael Eldon, Freeport Gospel Chapel, Lucayan International, Holmes Rock Primary, and Hugh Campbell Primary. Gardner says many of these schools lost their resources as a result of the storm, and funds were raised for Angola and the Bahamas by other eco schools around the world.
We know that it has been hard. We know that a lot of the schools would have lost a lot of their environmental resources that they would have worked so hard for, especially during schools that would have already gone so far within their action plans and now have to rebuild. So every little dollar helps. So this is just a token from schools around the world. This is why we always like to promote the Eco Schools program, because it's not just a localized program, but this is a program that is international. And because it is international, we are all our brothers and sisters keepers.
Stay with us. We'll be back right after this break.